following video is a copyright production of the Arkansas Association of High School Officials. Visit our website at AAHSO.com. The Arkansas Association of High School Officials, we're helping good officials get better. Technical assistance provided by Dax Hill, Greg Downham, Tyrone Blanks, and George Demetrio. Our video editor is Kenny Sanders. Our executive producer is Walt Coleman. I'm your host, Todd Allen. I can read the rule book 1,000 times, but it doesn't really sink in until I see it live. With Get It Right, I can see it live. GetItRightTraining.com. Enter the promo code AAHSO and let's get it right. Clear, simple, easy to understand language, the Ready and Study Guide to the NFHS football rules will make you a better football official. If you want to get better at the rules, get this book, the Ready and Study Guide. When you're through learning, you're through. This play is going to involve a chop block, and a chop block is simply a high-low block. And if this occurs anywhere on the field, anytime, with or without delay, it's always a foul, and that makes it easy for us to be a little more consistent. This play is going to involve a key for the referee and a key for the umpire, which you need 2 players for a chop block, so this can make this a little more difficult. And I got an end zone shot for you as well, and you can see the play is away from the umpire. But umpire should be focused on the back side of the play. That might help you get this foul. And you can see this is just the tackle going low, guard going high, and that is a classic chop block. End zone shot now, and you hear the flow away from the where the block occurs. It's on the back side. Hard to see it here, but you can see the tackle going low. And when you piece it together with this end zone shot, you can see this is a high-low combination block, chop block. We don't get it, but this is a 15-yard penalty for a chop block. And what I can just recommend for you, especially even the line of scrimmage guys, if you see a player going down and the tackle is your initial read, this is run all the way, and you see any player going to the ground on the offensive line, you need to stay with him a little bit longer. Look for a leg whip or something like this, a combination high-low block. Stay with your keys, focus and concentrate. You got the best shot at getting these right. Illegal chop block. Pick up this play here, and I want you to watch this player on the end of the line. I've got a couple looks at this also, one from the end zone, but this guy gets a phenomenal jump on this extra point attempt, and wham, things don't work out the way he had them planned. End zone shot here, but look at the precision and speed, how he times this clip. I mean, he is as close to moving exactly with the ball as you can possibly get. Great speed, just takes the wrong route to the kicker and things don't work out. This is a classic example of roughing the kicker correctly called in this play. Gonna let this play just run for you, and you take a look at that, and then I'll bring it back here. Now I just want to share one thing with you. Get 7 players on the line of scrimmage. For me, it's difficult to count 7, especially sometimes it's hard to see people on the other side of the field. So from the line of scrimmage, I just count like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With 5 players in the backfield, clearly in the backfield. I know I only have 6 players on the line of scrimmage, so just like that, bam, this is an illegal formation. And we correctly call this. And we talked about formations with trips and the blade of grass theory, and you can go back and watch some of the other older training videos to get more information on that. But this is one where it's obviously a foul. There's no reason to work at anything to try to make this formation legal. This is a foul for an illegal formation. Let's talk about this particular formation that I have on the screen now. I saw this in a college training tape from a different game, and I don't have access to the video, but I'd love to show you this play because this is something we don't normally see, and it's a little tricky, and it just shows you how creative some of the coaches can be at times. So what I want to talk about first is just the number of players that have to be on the line of scrimmage. In high school, you have to have 7 players on the line of scrimmage. Now, in addition to that requirement, you also have to have 5 players on the interior, numbered 50 to 79. And sometimes we believe that interior means one thing and it means something else. But basically what it just means is you've got to have 5 guys together, numbered 50 to 79. So what I want to point out, first of all, let's look and see this formation. There are 7 players on the line of scrimmage. So we've met that requirement. Now, let's talk about what it takes to be an eligible receiver in a normal offensive formation. And there are 2 requirements. The first requirement is that you have to be eligible by position. And what positions are eligible? Players that are on the end of the line are eligible receivers, and also those players who meet the definition of being a player in the backfield are also eligible receivers. And there's one exception, a player that's basically in no man's land who's in position to receive a direct hand-to-hand snap. This normally covers the quarterback or the player lined up behind the center who takes the hand-to-hand snap. He is also an eligible receiver. No one else in that zone or in that no man's land can be an eligible receiver, but that's not important. Let's just keep moving. So you have to be eligible by position, and now there is one additional requirement. You also have to be eligible by number. So what are the eligible numbers? Those numbers are 1 through 49 and 80 through 99. Those two groups of player numbers are also eligible. So 2 requirements to be eligible. You have to be eligible by both position and number. All right, now let's go back to this play. And what I want to do is show you with this player right here. This player meets the requirement of a player numbered 50 to 79 on the interior line because he's not wide of any player. So even though there's a large gap here, there's nothing in the rule that says how long these gaps have to be. So we also have this player on the end of the line. Now he's in a normal tackle position, but he's not playing tackle because he's wearing this eligible number. And what they're going to do, what they do in this play, is they just squirt him out right here. And no one accounts for him because they're thinking about him as being a tackle. So if you run this play pretty quick, you could confuse the defense. But this is a perfectly legal play by the technical definitions of all of the rules. So we could easily throw a flag here for an ineligible receiver, but he is on the end of the line and he is wearing an eligible number. I just wanted to share that with you because I thought it was a really unique play and it can catch us up. And so just keep your eyes out, knowing that it's important to know the requirements to be an eligible receiver and then to account for everyone in the formation. All right, lined up in punt formation. I'm going to let this wide shot go because it's garbage. I can't really tell much about this play from the wide shot, but we get back to the end zone shot. And the player that I want you to focus on is right here. And this is the umpire's key. And watch this guy come up the middle of the play. And the focus of the umpire right here is excellent. And you just see that action right there. Second wave, because the gunners are going down in the first wave. This is the second wave right in the middle of the field where we're very vulnerable. And the umpire just picks up these players right here in this second wave and gets a great look at this obvious defensive holding foul, meeting the criteria of post-scrimmage kick fouls. We talked about those rules last week. This is a great job of just keying in this second wave, focusing on this action and getting a correct call here for a defensive hold on a kick play. 22 guys spread out all over the field. They're not easy, but do your best. If you stay with your keys, focus on the mechanics, concentrate, you'll get these plays right for defensive holding. All right, let's talk about this play. And this is just a routine kick out of bounds, or what appears to be just a routine kick out of bounds. But I want you to focus on this, the umpire right here who throws flag for this kick out of bounds. And then notice how he turns his back to the field while the play is still going on. Remember the old ball coach, you got to finish the play. Same true when you were playing. And while you're officiating, you got to finish the play. And we never want you to ever turn your back to the field when you've got all these colors still mixed up in the game. Got opposing team players near the team bench areas. So this requires all of your focus and attention. And I think he's just going back to get a ball, which is the very last thing to do in our dead ball mechanic. We don't ever have to worry about the balls. Both schools have kids that can help with the balls. So what we got to do is make sure that we keep these plays cleaned up, that our focus and our attention and concentration is out here on the field, and that we're great dead ball officials. That involves not shagging balls, but keeping our eye on these players and make sure we get everyone separated before our attention ever turns away from the field. This play involves a quarterback, and he's going to run towards us and just stretch this play out. Coverage downfield is pretty good. Stretch, 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 and then throw. Only problem with that is look at the umpire here. Now let's go back and look at the snap. The ball is snapped at the 30-yard line. And the umpire does a great job here just stepping up and filling the void created by the line, dropping back, and gets right to the line of scrimmage, then just walks this play out, continuing to look at his keys, and then when the quarterback releases the ball, here, clearly beyond the line of scrimmage. And this is every part of the quarterback's body and the ball are all beyond the line of scrimmage. And this is an illegal forward pass. and the correctly officiated here by the umpire. Good mechanics, getting to where you need to be, taking a look at this play. Again, an illegal forward pass correctly called by the umpire. This play I want to talk about here, just a little bit of focus and concentration. Late in the game here on 3rd and 10, and the team with the ball here down by a touchdown, and we get this little pass out into the flat and up the sideline here. The head linesman right on top of this play, maybe too close to it, I don't know, but anyway, this runner from the end zone shot, you can see, he is clearly down by rule. We get a knee down, elbow down, probably even the head down here, and don't make the call. Runners pops back up and runs for a first down. But this is a player that's obviously down by rule. Back judge, we would expect you to have an opinion about this. This helmet being down on the ground should have clearly opened up to you. Also, we've got a shot with cross-field mechanics. The line judge could have been able to help out here, and possibly even the referee gets a look at from the same camera angle we have here at the end zone. Point being, we've got to focus and concentrate. These are the things that we've got to get right on every play, and we've got to work together as a crew. It takes all 10 eyes sometimes to try to keep our eye on these 22 players. You got to work hard, focus, and concentrate. Get these calls with runners down by rule correct. That's it for this week. We looked at quite a few plays, so a little bit different format, but I appreciate you hanging with me as the season kind of grinds on. You got to keep yourself from getting into a rut. Continue to do a great pregame each week. Study hard, take the quizzes, look at the play bulletins. There's a lot of information that's available for you to continue to improve your game week in and week out. Here's my email address, Todd@AAHSO. Something that you'd like to see on the training videos, or what's working for you and what's not? I enjoy your feedback. Always trying to get better every week. Till next week, Todd Allen saying I hope to see you on the field real soon.